45 of the club number 125432 in area 1 of division B of district 92. Yes, your own Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club, Bangalore. Toastmasters Club's mission is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Toastmasters have helped people from diverse backgrounds to become more confident communicators and leaders. I request all of you to uphold the cardinal principle of every Toastmasters meeting. Keep your audio microphone muted at all times, except when you are invited to speak. Keep your video on at all times unless you are moving in and out of the room. As an encouragement to every role takers and speakers, make sure to applaud them virtually. Role takers and speakers are consciously refraining from expressing their views on sex, politics, and religion to ensure the sentiment of audience are not hurt. It is my pleasure to introduce you all to the president of our club. Similar to Santa, our president loves to ride, but not on one horse open sledge, but on a cycle. Similar to Santa, who has come all the way from north. He too, our president, has come all the way from north of India. He has joined from Indore. Similar to Santa, who loves to give gifts, our beloved president have gifted us multiple fantastic events, be it panel discussion with regional director, district director, or debate contest, or speech marathons, or numerous educational sessions throughout the term as president
clerk
and earlier
and the manager were walking to lunch.
Education. Please join me in welcoming the Triple Crown winner, the senior business manager by profession for an IT and teleservice company, and our beloved club president, Toastmaster Mayur Suryavanshi.
Thank you, DTM Milind sir, for giving me wonderful introduction as always and using wonderful analogies with the Santa. Thank you so much for that. Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and guest. I open meeting 6:45. So today, as we are celebrating Christmas Eve and we have Christmas and New Year coming, and holidays are already there for everybody. So I hope everyone is enjoying holidays and Christmas. And before I will dive into the theme and all these things, I would like to talk a little bit about conversation. So there are certain principles of ordinary conversation that we expect ourselves and others to follow. These principles are all underline all reasoning that occurs in the normal course of the day, and we expect that if a person is honest and reasonable, this principle will be followed. The guiding principle of the rational behavior is consistency. If you are if you are consistently consistent, I hope you won't get confused with this two word, as I had some problem. I trust that you are not trying to pull the wool over my eyes or slip one by one me. If yesterday you told me that you loved broccoli and today you claim to hate it, because I know you to be rational and honest, I will probably conclude that something has changed. If nothing has changed, then you are holding inconsistent, contradictory positions, right? If you claim that you always look both ways before crossing the street, and I see you one day carelessly ignoring the traffic as you cross, your behavior is contradicting your claims and you are being inconsistent. These principle of consistency and non-contradiction were recognized very early on to be the core of mathematical proof. In one of his treatises on logical argument, Aristotle expressed his desire to set forth method whereby we shall be able to reason from generally accepted opinion about any problem set before us and shall ourselves when sustaining an argument. To avoid saying anything self-contradictory to that end, let's consider both the law of the excluded middle and law of non-contradiction. Logical truism and most fundamental of axioms. Aristotle seemed to accept them as general principle. Okay, so this were the small talk about the contradiction. Now everyone, as you already know, winter is on peak. How many of enjoying the winter currently? And is Vinit is still taking cold shower? May I know, Vinit?
Yes,
Or
I'm still taking cold shower.
because here in central India and North India, there is too much of cold, so I have to stop doing cold shower and I'm taking hot shower right now. Thank you. Anybody else who is taking cold shower or having same gut as Vinit has?
Yeah, Adarsh is there.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And now, before inviting our Toastmaster of the day, let's listen some jokes from our joke master, Toastmaster Naseer. He is a humble person, loves spending time with family, kids, education, and time, and he's enthusiastic about exploring the space. He is joining us from the Evaluator Club. Over to you, Toastmaster Naseer.
Thank you, Mayur, for a wonderful introduction. Thanks a lot. So yeah, as I came to know that today I have to say or tell one joke. So let me start with that. So one day there were three colleagues just walking together. The one is a sales representative and another is an administration clerk and the manager. As I said, they were walking to lunch. They found an antique oil lamp. What they found? They found an antique oil lamp. And they were surprised to see that. They started cleaning it. They rubbed it. And then genie comes out. To their surprise, they were clueless. And they were feared when the genie said, I'll give you, each one of you, one wish, and I'll fulfill that. And everybody was saying, me first, me first, me first, because they wanted to fulfill their wish. What a golden opportunity, right? Then administrator, suddenly he got a chance. He says, I want to be in Bahamas, driving a speedboat without a care in the world. Poof, he's gone. Where he gone? His wish is fulfilled, right? He gone to Bahamas. The next turn comes of a sales representative. His wish is, I want to be in Hawaii, relaxing on the beach with my personal mechus, an endless supply of a pina coladas, and the love of my life. That's what his wish. Poof, he's also gone to Hawaii. The next turn comes, right? One is sales representative, another is administration clerk, and another is manager, right? Manager turns come and he asks what? He says, I want those two back in my office after lunch. So they are back. So friends, what are the moral of the story? Always let your boss have the first say. Thank you, team.
Thank you, Naseer, for making us laugh today. Now, before I invite our Toastmaster of the day, I'd like to introduce to our newest club member, Toastmaster Smita Gupta. Bidhu or others, could you met both of us spotlight? So I'll do the induction ceremony for her. She is here with us. Hi, Smita. Welcome to Speech Viewer. Thank you. Can you turn on your video?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'll just do the process. Yeah. So fellow Toastmaster and guest, it's now our duty and privilege to induct our newest member, Smita Gupta, into our club, Speech Fever Toastmaster Club. This is an important occasion for both of this new member and our club as well. The individual have come to Toastmaster seeking to improve her communication skill and leadership skill, and we now have an opportunity to help them learn, grow, and achieve. As I will call now our new member and ask them to join at the last turn. Please withhold your applause until the ceremony is completed. So, as I will be inducting the Smita Gupta, you are joining a worldwide organization that has helped more than 4 million people learn to communicate more effectively. As a member of the Speech Your Toastmaster Club, you will benefit from proven program of self-development. You will become part of outstanding group of people who are dedicated to helping one another in a spirit of sharing and enjoyment. As we have Smita Gupta as a new member, she has given an opportunity to discuss her need and goals with the club. Have they been, I'm asking you, Smita, could you please confirm? Have you given the opportunity to discuss your needs and goals with the club?
No, right now I don't have any opportunity. Can I discuss
Okay.
right now? You
No,
wanted
we
me
will
to...
discuss it later. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay. Have they been? So I'm just following the process since our VP education is not there. So I'm doing this. And how? Okay. So let me come to the. So once you will be joining our club, one mentor will be assigned to you to help you achieving your Toastmaster goal, and you will receive one pathway. So you will have one mentor with you. So either you can choose it yourself, or I will help you to choose one. I would like to say, can all the Toastmaster please stand as experienced Toastmaster? You have been asked to help this new member get off a good start. Do you accept this responsibility and pledge to share your knowledge and experience with our new member so that they can immediately begin to benefit from the Toastmaster membership?
Yes, we do.
Thank you. Smita, I would like you to repeat with me oath you will take, as I will repeat, you will repeat. So I, then your
I,
name, your
Smita
name,
Gupta,
in the presence of my fellow members of the Speech River Toastmaster Club,
in the presence of fellow members of Speech Weavers Toastmaster Club,
make this firm obligation
make for this obligation
to attend meeting regularly
to attend meeting regularly
and prepare fully for each assignment.
and prepared fully for each assignment,
To apply myself to the project outlined in the Toastmaster education program,
to apply
myself to the project
myself to the project
outlined in the Toastmaster education program,
outlined in the Toastmaster education program,
to participate actively in club activities,
to participate actively in club activities,
to evaluate others in a positive,
to evaluate others in a positive,
constructive manner,
constructive manner,
to build open, friendly relationship with your fellow members,
to build open, friendly relationship with fellow members,
and to bring other new member into the club
and to bring new other members into the club
so that they can also gain the benefit of Toastmaster.
so that they can also gain the benefit of the Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, Smita. Now I would like to call all the club member. Please stand and repeat your club pledge to its new member, or you can give it if you're not comfortable standing, sitting only. We the member of, you can repeat after me.
We the members of
Speech River Toastmaster Club
Speech Weaver Toastmasters Club
pledge to support Smita in our quest
Smita in our quest
for self-development,
for self-development,
to provide you with positive, helpful evaluations, to maintain a friendly, supportive atmosphere, to give you opportunities to help others,
to give the opportunities to help others,
and to make your Toastmaster membership a rewarding and fulfilling experience.
to give our members a rewarding and fulfilling experience.
Thank you so much all. Let's welcome our newest member with round of applause, Smita Gupta. Welcome to the Speech Viewers. You are on mute, Smita, I guess.
Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Thank you. Now, without further ado, let me invite our Toastmaster of the day. He is going to discuss today with us about Christmas Eve. So let's learn more from him. And I would like to drop one question before I leave. Why do we celebrate Christmas? Let's hear it from our Toastmaster of the day. He is the youngest member with 83 years of his legacy he created in his life so far. He lived in 3 countries so far: Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, and India. And he lived for 30 odd years in Saudi Arabia and Bahrain, and worked as a civil engineer by profession, handled various projects in these countries. He can speak in 6 languages. His hobbies include playing tennis, table tennis, and billiards. Please welcome our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Joseph. Over to you with the theme Christmas Eve. Over to you, Toastmaster Joseph.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mayur, for your wonderful introduction to me. The first record of Christmas Eve in English comes from 1300s. Christmas Eve is one of the favorite moments of Christmas season. Good evening, my dear Toastmasters and distinguished Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Many people around the world celebrate Christmas Eve in different ways. It is observed in many countries such as Australia, Canada, UK, and USA. Workers in some countries get a day off to prepare for Christmas Day, including last-minute shopping for presents, decorations, and food. Many homes have their Christmas trees lit up, mistletoes hung, and other Christmas decorations. Some people organize group of singers who go to Christmas caroling from door to door to sing Christmas carols in public venue also. It's also a time for children in many countries around the world to have their Christmas stockings, hoping for a present to arrive from Santa Claus, who is nothing more other than Saint Nicholas, on Christmas Day, which is December 25. Many churches hold special services during Christmas Eve in midnight services. These services include special choirs and sermons to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ and display mistletoe nativity scene extra. Images of Santa Claus, also known as Father of Christmas, snowmen, reindeer, and candy canes are seen in posters, signs, and other printed materials associated with Christmas celebrations. Toastmaster is a platform for making leaders of public speaking. Our founding father, Ralph Smedley, in the year 1924, on October 22nd, dedicated this to the young men and women of this world to become one of the champions of public speaking. We have 15,800 clubs in 149 countries and 300,000 members. We are committed to continuously learn and practice in order to make leaders in public speaking and communication skills. Today we have 3 sessions. First, the prepared speech, followed by a table topic, impromptu speech, and the most important is the evaluation session. This is a more important session in order to keep you improved in your continuous participation on pathway speaking and table talk. Today, we have from a far off land, a gentleman who has been educated his entire life. He has been an administration and theater teacher for over 30 years, both in Texas and China currently. He is a both co-principal and theater teacher at Ongoy International School. He has spoken to audience of all ages, both in person and online. His messages have reached people in India, Kenya, China, France, Mauritius, around the United States. He has conducted training on educational curriculum, theater techniques, and girl strength finder personality assessment. He is none other than Fursey Gutago, has participated about giving the power of words inspire others to reach their greatest potential. A Toastmaster for just over 3 years, he reached the semi-finals of the World Championship of Public Speaking in 2020. In August of 2021, he earned District 25's Toastmaster of the Year award. So let us clap our hands to welcome none other than the only one, Fursey Gutago. Toastmaster Fursey Gutago, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me here, Speech Weavers. Tonight, I can only clap with one hand because the other hand is trying to entertain my cat. Red light. Anyway, have a good time with that. If I don't entertain the cat, then it scratches up my foot. So anytime you see this face, you know that I forgot to entertain the cat and that my foot is now being chewed to bits. Speaking of chewing, Mayur, I thought you said we were going to have food here tonight. I'm deeply disappointed. I'm marking that down in my first note as GE. In my second note as GE, could we all again follow in Mayur's footsteps and offer our new Toastmaster, Smita Gupta, another round of applause? Could we do that? There's not enough applause in the world to welcome a new Toastmaster to our organization. I will be offering evaluations this evening, and so will the GE team. As we know, evaluations are critical to us moving forward as Toastmasters. Our first group that we will be introducing will be our tag team. I'd like to introduce our timer, who this evening will be Adarsh. Adarsh, would you please tell us about your opportunity tonight?
Greetings, Toastmasters and guests, and thank you, Mr. Fursey. I will be playing the role of a timer today. It was something that was brought to my attention a few minutes before the meeting. So I'll proceed to explain my role. So firstly, I have a very difficult job today. My job is to time all the speeches and table topics and ensure that everybody is on time, because timing is crucial. So I'm going to highlight certain things that I'm going to be doing as the timer. I'll be displaying a few cards. I think you must have already seen a few cards behind my back, if I'm not wrong. So I will be, so for speakers, we happen to have Toastmaster Emilia today, who will have a speech where she'll speak for 10 to 12 minutes. So when she reaches the 10th minute, I will display, give me 1 minute. Yes. When she reaches the 10th minute, I will display the green card, which is a symbol that she has met the minimum time. And when she reaches the 11th minute, I will display the yellow card. And when she's finally there at the 12th minute, I will place the yellow card. I'm sorry, not the yellow card, but rather the red card, which is a symbol that she has to stop talking. So I will do the same for Toastmaster Priyanka, who will be delivering a speech for 5 to 7 minutes. I will display the, a minute. I'll display the green card when she reaches the 5th minute. I'll display the yellow card when she reaches the 6th minute. And I will display the red card when she reaches the 7th minute. And for table topic speakers, it's not any different when you think about it. I'll display the green card. So table topic speakers will have the opportunity of talking for 1 to 2 minutes. So when you reach the 1st minute, I will display the green card. And when you reach 1 minute and 30 seconds, I'll display the yellow card. And when you reach the 2nd minute, which is the final minute, I'll display the red card. And table topic speakers will be given a grace period around 30 seconds to end their speech. So that will be it, as that will be my role as a timer today. And if you happen to have any questions, you're free to ask me, or I'll proceed to hand it back to our Toastmaster of the day.
Excellent. Let's give him a round of applause. Oh, look at that. The second hand came up. Expect the cat any moment now. Our next member of the tag team is going to be our counter, Ms. Stella. Will you be doing counter and grammarian, Ms. Stella?
Yes, I will be. I'll be combining the two.
Fantastic. 2 thumbs up then. Please tell us about your opportunities.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, the Toastmaster grammarian is a listener who evaluates the language used during the meeting. And often this role isn't filled, as many of us feel we need to be grammar experts. But this is the same as any other evaluation role. And the role is divided into 3 parts: word of the day, our counter, and grammarian. Word of the day. We use word of the day to broaden our vocabulary. And it's not a word we're unfamiliar with, but it's a word that we don't often use. And the word I have chosen today is resolution, in time for making all our New Year's resolution. And resolution is a noun, and the meaning of resolution, it's a decision to do something, a determination or intention. And 2 examples of how to use this in a sentence. Have you made any New Year's resolutions? Yes, I'm going to eat healthy foods. And the second one is, I've made a resolution to exercise 3 times a week. And the second part of my role is as the R counter. And the purpose of the R counter is to note sounds and words that we use as crutches when speaking. Often we are too embarrassed by silence, and we fill those gaps with credibility killers. And these are some of the more common ones that I shall be noting during the meeting. The ums and the ahs, filler words like you know, kind of, actually, redundant words, cliches, acronyms, and taboo language. And the third part of my role is as grammarian. And I shall be noting the use of creative, colorful, humorous language and language that captures my imagination. There are over 200 speaking devices in the English language, and I shall be listing out for some of the more common ones: similes, metaphors, alliteration, anaphora, onomatopoeia. And I shall be reporting back on language used during the meeting, and I would encourage all our speakers to use the word of the day, resolution. It's at the back, it's behind me, and I will move away just to make sure that people can see it. And maybe we might want to hear a little bit about your New Year's resolutions. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Madam Grammarian. I too resolve to eat well in the new year. Ironically, that's a new piece of literary figure that will start next month. So we move forward with our tag team, our listener. Our listener this evening is Toastmaster Triveni. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes, you are correct.
Excellent. Would you please tell us about your opportunity this evening?
Thank you, Toastmaster Fursey. I am Triveni. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. I am Triveni. I am the listener for today's meet. Listening is listening is quite different from hearing. Hearing means receiving sound waves through our ears. But listening means understanding what we have heard. As the listener, I will note interesting points from the speakers and ask the questions at the end of the meeting. And I will also announce the best listener for the today's meeting. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Madam Listener. And just so you know, everyone, just because she's the listener doesn't mean that we shouldn't be listening ourselves. There will be some fabulous listeners tonight, as they will be our evaluators, and I will let our Toastmaster of the evening introduce them. Back to you, TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Fursey, for the wonderful organization of your tag team. Now we are going to start the prepared speech. Today we have only 2 speakers. I would like to excuse myself by telling that I was not having electricity as well as the internet connectivity for the last 2 days, that prevented me from knowing the required information of the speakers. However, I would request them to introduce themselves before they could speak. The time will be given to them. Now, I would like to invite Toastmaster Vinit to read the objective of the speech of the first speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster Vinit.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Joseph. The speaker is going to speak her path completion speech from visionary communication. The project is reflect on your path. And the purpose of the speech is for the member to reflect on his or her growth during the completion of an entire path. It is for the member to share some aspect of her growth during the completion of a path. And all the best, Emilia, for that. And back to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinit. I would like to call upon
Joseph sir.
Yes, sir.
I have the introduction of Emilia, so I can share that.
Okay.
Okay. So Emilia is a IPP at Amtendo Toastmaster Club and VP at Bongo Toastmaster Club and a division director in District 114. And for speech project, she is giving her pathway completion speech as mentioned by her evaluator, and the speech title is Who Am I? Who Am I? Toastmaster Emilia. Over to you, Emilia. The timing is 10 to 12 minutes.
Someone shared a post on LinkedIn, which gave me pause when I read it. It said, "You are holding a cup of coffee when someone comes along and bumps into you or shakes your arm, making you spill your coffee everywhere. Why did you spill the coffee? Why did you spill the coffee? Because someone bumped into me, some of you might say. Wrong answer. You spilled the coffee because there was coffee in your cup. Had there been tea in the cup, you would have spilled tea. Whatever is inside the cup is what will spill out of the cup. Therefore, when life comes along and shakes you, which will happen, whatever is inside of you will come out. It's easy to fake it until you get rattled. So we have to ask ourselves, what's inside my cup? And when life gets tough, what spills over? Joy, gratefulness, peace, humility, or is it anger and bitterness, harsh words and reactions? Toastmaster of the day, my fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. The post ended with the following words: life provides the cup. You choose what to fill it with. This got me thinking, who am I? Really, beyond what is search engine optimizable? Who am I when someone cuts in front of me in traffic? What is my outlook on life when everything goes wrong? What is it that truly fuels my joy? Ladies and gentlemen, who am I? I'm not sure that I have arrived at a definitive response. What I do know is that at the end of my fourth path, after 2.5 years as a Toastmaster, I know that Toastmasters is giving my cup that shake that I need to ask and truly uncover, who am I? Firstly, I'm discovering what it means to be someone who is secure. The visionary communication path has encouraged me to reflect on many things before formulating a vision and practicing how to communicate said vision. Throughout this path, I have been intentional about taking my time to engage the materials, to really delve into the information in the project. And on more than one occasion, doing so has sent me down several rabbit holes. One issue that I have revisited time and again is my why for joining Toastmasters. And with each iteration of my telling, I came to discover that I was driven by ego. Yes, I wanted to improve my communication and my leadership skills, but what really brought me here? Ego. I had a public speaking faux pas in front of my professional peers. I was on a stage and asked impromptu to speak about a subject matter that I should know like the back of my hand. I choked. Nothing came out. If I could have cried, I think I would have. Eventually, I found something to say. But truth be told, I was deeply embarrassed, deeply ashamed. My ego was bruised, if not completely broken. So if I'm being honest, I joined Toastmasters to prove that I was anything but that bumbling fool that choked on stage. Instead, I discovered that unbeknownst to me, I was suffering from imposter syndrome. And I was walking around with many insecurities, and that they had finally caught up with me on that particular day. But Toastmasters started to shake me, and I started to honestly look into my cup to see the contents. Who am I? I'm learning to hold myself accountable. Before I joined Toastmasters, I would unabashedly describe myself as a human rights lawyer and a sustainable development advocate. And I am all those things. In fact, if you go to Google me, the information that you will find about me includes not only my professional history, but also my professional accolades. That's the truth. What makes me wake up every day is to confront issues around equal access and to confront issues around unfettered accountability. To me, human rights are inalienable, and I work to fight injustice. Oh, Emilia, you seem to be a beacon of accountability, some of you might think. During this path, I discovered that as much as I'm an advocate on the outside, I'm not truly being accountable to myself in many ways. In level 5 of my path, I was required to develop a professional or personal vision. And I chose to develop a personal vision and arrived at the conclusion that I'm not holding myself accountable when it comes to several matters, but first and foremost, my health, as just one example. My body mass index is completely out of whack. It's not what it should be for someone like me who suffers from hypertension or high blood pressure. And because I suffer from hypertension, I am susceptible to other illnesses, including COVID-19. During the course of this path, one of the resolutions I arrived at is to pivot towards healthier lifestyle choices, not to arrive at a certain dress size, no, just healthier lifestyle choices. And not as a New Year's resolution, but as an accountability measure. So that when I stand up and say that I'm an advocate for accountability, my personal actions also live up to the same. Who am I? I'm learning to be vulnerable, to share things with an audience of people like you that I don't know about things that are meaningful to me. I'm learning that I have insecurities, that my lifestyle is not healthy, but should be. This does not mean that I in any way undervalue myself or my achievements, not at all. My visionary communication path has truly allowed me to recognize and see my cup, allow it to get shaken, and allow me to take a close look at the contents so that I can choose and think about what I wish to fill it up with. Who am I? Let me rephrase. What would spill out from my cup if shaken today? What I know for fact? What might come out is a person who is coming to terms with who she is. Someone who is becoming more secure in her being. Someone who is intentionally holding herself accountable. And friends, someone who is appreciating her growth and enjoying her journey, might I add. Who am I? My fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Who are you? Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
That was a wonderful speech by you, Toastmaster Emilia. It's really great. Let us give an applause for this wonderful speech of Toastmaster Alicia. Now we go to the second speaker. I would call upon Toastmaster Vandana to give the evaluation of the second speakers. Over to you, Toastmaster Vandana.
Okay, I think you have to call my evaluator because mine
Okay.
is an evaluation project. So
Yeah, Vandana, I got it. So let me invite Alicia as well to give your evaluations, right? So first I would like to invite Alicia, DTM Alicia to give the evaluation guideline for the Vandana, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. Thank you very much. Mayur. So tonight, Vandana is actually evaluating a speech. I will be evaluating Vandana's evaluations. So the purpose of this project is for Vandana to develop skills for developing and receiving feedback. The purpose of this speech is for Vandana to deliver constructive feedback on another member's presentation. And it's the typical standard evaluation format of 2 to 3 minutes. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Alicia. Now I would like to invite Toastmaster Vandana to give evaluation detail of the second speaker.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mayur. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice developing and presenting a proposal. For this, the member should have completed, some time. I should have spent some time developing a proposal for some area of their life, and it should be a well-organized speech. This is
Joseph sir, could you please go on mute?
Yeah, so it is a level 3 project 1 speech, and I wish you all the best. Timer, please note, the speech timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Joseph.
Joseph sir, do you have the introduction?
I have the introduction.
Okay, no worries. I'll invite the speaker. So the speaker is petroleum engineer by profession, and he have a lot of varied interests starting from science and business to art and literature. I believe she believes in being passionately professional and professionally passionate. So the speaker is giving level 3 project 1 speech from, and the speech title is From Being Served to Service Providing. Toastmaster Priyanka, from being served to service providing. Over to you, Priyanka.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mayur. Raise your hands if you've heard this dialogue in Hindi and you know it. When you want something, the entire universe conspires in helping you achieve it. This is a very famous dialogue in a very famous movie called Om Shanti Om, and it resides in all the Indians' heart. Sometimes we all lose a little bit of that hope and faith in our journey on earth called life. On the eve of this Christmas celebration, I am wanting to reinstate your faith in the universe a little more today. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to all the Toastmasters joining from all around the globe. I am Priyanka, joining from Heritage City Toastmasters Club, the one heritage city declared by UNESCO in India. It's a very vibrant, enthusiastic, and a creative club, and has always been my weekend retreat. And like any retreat we crave, this one's almost 1 hour away in driving from my place. My friend Aditya, who has also joined the meeting, and I, both HCTCians, live nearby and go to the meetings together. One day, when the Honorable Prime Minister came over to Ahmedabad, the entire city roads were rerouted and Google could not cope up in rerouting. We reached our meeting late, and while returning, I said, I wish we had a club nearby. Aditya said, yes, it would be great. We'd also add it to our DTM projects. I said, yes, that, and also I don't like driving 30 minutes when I'm already nervous about giving a speech today. I'd like it to be near. And the conversation ended that day. This was the first time we thought of having a club nearby. At that time, I was the VPPR of my club, and Toastmaster Aditya was serving as the Associate VP Education. We did not take our own aspirations seriously, because we felt both of us combined did not have the requisite experience resource that we needed to create a new club. And the conversation not only died in physical reality, but also in our memories. As the tenure of July to December was coming to an end, I was contesting for the president and the VP education role at my own club. During the course of making my vision for the club, for campaigning, I realized one of our members is a recent transfer from another club nearby. And I contacted the VP membership of that club. After talking for almost about an hour about the needs of the Toastmaster who has transferred from his club to our club, he also ended up telling me that probably we should have a club nearby because he lives in the same locality as I do. Toastmasters brought us together. Now, the entire conversation came running back to me. I had the experience of a VP membership, of a VP PR, and an associate VP education working towards the same dream that we had all dreamed individually. Truly, our will had got its way. Now, the only thing that remained to create this dream into a reality was to bring 20 members and form a chartered club. For that, our team sat down and analyzed the demographics of the area we live in. In the recent 5-kilometer radius, we have residential areas with people with good income and a lot of coaching institutes targeting IELTS and CAT exam and 2 engineering colleges, the Gujarat Technical University and Vishwakarma University. In a 10-kilometer radius, we have a few companies, world-class engineering colleges and management institutes like the Pandit Deen Dayal Energy University and the Corporate of Adani. We divided the demographics into various things like professions, students, entrepreneurs, and made posters targeting each and every needs. We also refined the prospective club's pitch to target different individuals. We had a tough time searching for a venue. Luckily, COVID had struck all co-working space out of business, which made this easy. Currently, we have pitched this idea to the area director of Area J3, Toastmaster Vinay Jain, and are in the process of chartering a new club in the locality, Matrix Toastmasters Club. The name is Matrix because we want to provide an environment where the ideology of public speaking is nourished. Something that seemed such a distant dream to 2 people seems very close to realization today. Today, when Toastmaster Adarsh was following me up for my speech title, I was busy doing the PR of this club at engineering colleges and enjoying the reaction of people in our locality. Listening to Toastmaster Mayur's presidential address fills me with more motivation, not only to remain consistent and show consistency in my dreams, but also to dream more and collaborate more. So ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Toastmasters, dream and never lose hope. Even if you do not have a plan, don't hesitate from dreaming. They will always, always come true. Who knows, tomorrow you might meet someone with the same team and have a same team which works towards the dream and makes it a reality. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
I think we have lost Toastmaster Joseph. So thank you so much for giving us a wonderful speech, Toastmaster Priyanka, and explaining detail about your class and your roles as well. We are really happy to hear you. Now I would like to invite our table topic master for the day, and the table topic master is Toastmaster Bidhu. He is joining the very cold place from the North India, not that much cold as Himalaya or Kashmir. He's joining us from Delhi, and he's working with Baichung Budia Football Club. And let's hear him out about the table topic. And over to you, Toastmaster Bidhu.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I'm glad to be seeing you in this festive week. And I'm excited to host all of you in this interesting segment of Toastmasters meeting, which is table topics. I'm looking for profuse participation because this intended segment is helpful to develop your ability to organize your thoughts and to respond to impromptu topics. So for the ones whose resolution is to embark on a journey to become a fearless speaker, here is your segment. I have prepared a few topics, and these topics are in line with the Christmas theme. And this presents an opportunity for you to try public speaking. For the guests, I encourage maximum participation from a raise of hands so that I can see you and invite you. For the benefit of the speaker and the timer, I want to notify the speaker timings are 1 to 2 minutes. So without further ado, let's deep dive into this session. The first person that I'm going to invite in this segment is a person who is listening all our speeches very, very attentively. Toastmasters Triveni, I want to give this opportunity to you. Are you ready?
Yeah, I am ready.
All right. So I request if you can just keep your video on, if that is okay.
Sorry for the inconvenience. My network is not clear, so that's why I'm not unable to on my video.
That's all right. The topic for you is, if you were to explain the significance of a Christmas day to a 5-year-old, how would you explain it? I repeat, if you were to explain the significance of a Christmas day to a 5-year-old, how would you explain it?
Okay.
Toastmaster Triveni, I think you have to just start with the first thought that comes to your mind because it's an impromptu speech.
Okay. Okay, Christmas is a festival of Christianity. A Christmas tree and the Christmas tree is a symbol of birth and birth of Jesus Christ. The trees and branches viewed as immortality and are said to be symbolize the crown of thrones. Also, every decoration used to adorn the Christmas tree. So I am not aware about this topic. Thank you.
No problem, Triveni. I like how you understood the importance of showing the decorations to a 5-year-old because he won't be able to understand the information behind the significance of Christmas, and you focused on the decorations aspects of it, and that's a good start for you. So moving on from Toastmasters Triveni, I want to give this opportunity to Mr. Shrikant. And Mr. Shrikant, your topic for you is, if someone asked you to come to work on a Christmas day, how would you react? I repeat, if someone asked you to come to work on a Christmas day, how would you react?
Good evening, speech weavers. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests who have joined us this evening. Well, to ask me to get to work on a Christmas day is something that I would really cherish, because I am in the central government service, the federal service, where we have been asked to come on a Christmas day, and most of us felt that was a very good reason for us to come, because if you look at the entire Christianity as a whole, if you look at the message that has been given by Jesus Christ, I'm a Hindu, but I have a very strong backing school in Christian schools and college. So the entire message of Christianity is serving to others. To serve others is the underlying theme of what Jesus has reminded us. So for me to come on a Christmas day to work is an opportunity to fulfill what Jesus has told all of us to serve others. I'll be more than happy to come and serve. I have no issues about it, because I always believe we are in this world to serve others. We carry with ourselves a gift that has been given to us, and that gift that we are carrying is for the universe. It is not meant for us. We are the vessel, we are the channel through which that gift has to be manifested and to be given and shared to others. So my entire life, I would say, is to serve, serve, and serve, because life is not about taking, but it is about giving. The more you give, the true identity, and you start realizing who you are. You are none of the things that you identify with your body or your education or whatever you have. You are that one immortal spirit that is there across each and every one of us, and we are here to serve one another and make this place a better world for the generation that is following us. The words of Jesus Christ is very apt at this moment, especially when the whole world is in the grip of a third Omicron wave. We need to step forward and see how we can make this world a better place. Thank you very much. Back to you, TT Master.
Thank you, Mr. Srikanth. It's interesting. I was watching the movie Spider-Man yesterday, and at the end of the movie, it shows happy to serve you within a cup. And I'm sure with your responsibility as a professional, you are no less than a superhero. We are glad that you are willing to serve other people on a Christmas day. I see quite a hand raising happening, and I would be glad to call upon Ms. Toastmasters Aditya. So Toastmasters Aditya, your topic is, if you happen to meet and interact with Santa Claus, what will you tell a Santa Claus? I repeat, if you happen to meet and interact with Santa Claus, what will you tell the Santa Claus?
I still remember those days in my kindergarten when we all used to wait for Santa Claus a day before Christmas, and Santa Claus enters the school and distributes gifts to all children. The most exciting part about Santa Claus was the surreptitious nature. He wore a mask and no one knew who he was. If I get an opportunity to interact with Santa Claus, I would have some really thought-provoking questions to ask him. Why do you come only once a year? Why don't you keep coming every month? Why don't you keep surprising us with all those adorable gifts so children like us stay happy forever? I think that would actually puzzle him out. Second, why don't you give gifts to all children? Why do only privileged get your gifts? What about those in the unheard segments of the society? They never get to see you. They never get to put those socks, and they never get to write all those lists. Why don't you lift them above the poverty line and actually give them gifts equally and treat all your children equally? Probably Santa Claus would be very surprised and would directly look into my face and say, this is how the world works. This is how culture works. And this is how the society works. Either you be a part of it or perish. Over to you, table topic master.
Great. These are some hard questions that the Santa Claus needs to answer. I'm not sure whether he would be happy to come in front of you or not. But in our meeting, our SAA is very much looking like a Santa Claus. Maybe you can ask these questions to him sometime when you meet him. So moving on. So one of our very passionate table topic speaker is with us, Mr. Munish, and he wants to go ahead. So Mr. Munish, your topic is, how much of a significance does a Christmas day have in your life? I repeat, how much of a significance does a Christmas day have in your life?
Good evening, everybody. How much of significance does a Christmas day have in my life? I live in Jammu, and we have very less Christians over here. When I was a child, when I was a student, when I was in college, I didn't know what is Christmas. And in a college, every year, they used to take us to either Mumbai, Goa, or Bangalore, Ooty, Kodaikanals. These places are like us at that time when we were students, like going to Australia, London, Melbourne. And when my first time I went to Goa, and I came to know about Christmas. They used to take us on those days only, from 23rd December to 2nd this January we were there, because we used to celebrate both the festivals. That time I came to know what is Christmas. But nowadays, people enjoy Christmas over here in our town because of social media, or because of people from our town, they went to study in different countries, and they have come to know about Christmas. Now we have a church. We have very less Christian now also. They go in the church, and that day, some of the hotels are decorated. They go over there and celebrate Christmas. And I also go these days because our life is full of pressure, and sometimes we get an opportunity. And these are the days maybe where we can bust our stress. And that's the reason nowadays, these days have become significant for us, because we get holidays and we get an opportunity to go with our family and enjoy, and we can dine out. And now it's everywhere, I think so, in India, the people celebrate Christmas and Happy New Year. And the most significant was which the question is that which I celebrated Pune, Oshu Ashram, which I can't forget my entire life. Because the people from different parts of the world, they come over there on the Christmas because they love to enjoy. And I went there multiple times. And whenever I celebrated my Christmas over there, I can't forget that night. That's a lively night. Over to the Toastmaster, please.
Thank you, Munish. I really hope you continue with having all these wonderful holidays in Christmas and love to celebrate the way you want to do it. And finally, I'm going to call Augustine. Augustine, are you ready to take up a topic?
Okay, I'm ready to take the topic. Thank you so much.
All right, so the topic for you is, how has your Christmas celebration evolved from when you were a young person to how you are celebrating now? How has your Christmas celebration evolved from when you were a young person to how you are celebrating now? Over to you.
Okay. To be honest, in China, we seldom celebrate the Christmas Eve, especially when we are very little young. I still remember that I lived in a poverty when I was very little young, so I seldom have the idea of the Christmas, what it is. So, at that time, when somebody said to me, Augustine, you have to celebrate your Christmas, my general perception is that this is something derives from the exotic countries. So this is not our holiday. And then as our countries developed a lot very rapidly, then some other cultures come into our country. So actually, nowadays, the Christmas holidays becomes a kind of a mainstream in our country, and a lot of, especially the entities, they will have some celebrations to create this phenomenon for us. So right now, actually, we are also very welcome for this kind of foreign culture. And we also celebrate very greatly in our own way. And personally, actually, I do like this kind of a holiday, this kind of festival, because it can bring us a lot of joy. And also we can have a glimpse on the foreign culture and also learn something from this festival. So basically speaking, I think this festival is evolving very well and also fastly in China. And we're also coming to celebrate this kind of festivals. So thank you so much for this topic.
Thank you, Augustine, for sharing your Christmas celebrations. With this, I conclude this segment. I thank all of you for participating in this, and I was honored to host you. Over to you, Toastmasters of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bidhu. And I really enjoy the thought-provoking impromptu speech by our guests and the Toastmasters, which are very, very interesting. Give a great big applause to all of them. Now, it is time for me to give back the control to the General Evaluator, Toastmaster Fursey. Over to you, Toastmaster Fursey.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joseph. I appreciate that. Thank you, Table Topics Master. We're going to move forward to the next segment of a Toastmaster meeting, which is the evaluations. We're going to call on the individual evaluators first. Our first evaluator is going to be Toastmaster Vinit. Toastmaster Vinit, the time is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Fursey. Wow, how can a path completion speech be so profound and powerful? Hello, Toastmaster guests, and hello to Toastmaster Emilia in particular. Congratulations for finishing your path completion project with flying colors. At the outset itself, I was totally mesmerized when you picked the cup and made a profound statement. Whatever is there in the cup will spill out. And in the same manner, whatever is there inside you will come out. Life provides with the cup. You choose what you want to fill in. And then there were so many amazing twists and turns, starting from who am I, to ego, to insecurities, to vulnerabilities, accountability, and so on. Toastmaster Emilia, you excelled at clarity of your language. With each word you were speaking was crystal clear. Vocal variety was so powerful for all of us to see. With perfect tone, speech, volume. I'm sure you all can recall the pace when Emilia was changing and coming to this question, who am I? Eye contact, gestures, visual cues, everything was leveraged, I believe, in this speech. I made a resolution to use this amazing example of cup at multiple places, if you don't mind, Toastmaster Emilia. It was hard for me to come up with anything that could have been different in your speech. But after thinking hard again and again, one thing that I thought you may want to work on is audience engagement. You did that pretty well at multiple places, like when you started with a cup, you ended with a cup. You ended with a question at the end. Who are you? From my perspective, I felt that there were few more opportunities which could have been used even more powerfully. Like initially, you gave so many amazing examples. Who am I when someone cuts the traffic? Can I switch that and say who you are? Probably that would have made even more impact on the audience who are sitting out here. When someone asks me who you are, when someone does something bad to you, probably it will make more impact. Out and out, what a powerful way of completing the path completion project, Toastmaster Emilia. letting us know how the impact of what was a visionary communication project was so impactful. Congratulations on a job well done. If you can challenge yourself even more on audience engagement, I will have to find a better word than mesmerizing, Toastmaster Emilia. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Fursey.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinit. I was wondering if I could get clarity on this next move. Do we move to Vandana first to give her evaluation of the second speaker and then go to her evaluator? How do we want to work that?
Yes, correct, just Fursey.
All right. Thank you, Mayur. Well, Toastmaster Vandana, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Fursey. It's so nice to see you after such a long time. I've taken a break from a lot of meetings, but happy to be here and to have, be evaluating with you as a general evaluator. Moving on to our wonderful speaker today, Toastmaster Priyanka. Priyanka, where are you? I can't see your face. Do we have Priyanka? Priyanka, if you can come on video, it would be great. I understand if you can't. I wish we had a club nearby. How many of you have, been to Toastmasters offline and, have struggled with the travel and things like that? This is a statement that really got me hooked. And how you placed it right after your introduction and little way ahead, you need that one pull at the audience that gets them hooked. And this line really did serve the purpose. Now, when I heard the speech title, From Being Served to Service, I was wondering, being served, usually being served is, being served legal notice. So I was wondering, what is it that you have to talk about today? So that kind of instigated my curiosity as well. I love how you structured your speech. It was very well organized. At one point, when you started talking about yourself, introducing yourself, I wondered if you were spending too much time, for that part of your speech, but you quickly moved on talking about your friend and how you were off to a Toastmasters meeting. How the whole idea of your proposal came upon and how it came to be later on when the same issue popped up and you decided to actually talk about it again. From there, you spoke about, working towards, bringing a new club, working on your proposal. So the segue from one point to 2 point to the third point to your final conclusion, which is the most important thing about scripting a speech. I think you did really, really well there. And you ended with a quote. And the thing is, you chose a topic that related to most of us, and that is a Toastmaster topic, and especially starting a new club. Many of us who've been part of starting a new club or keeping our clubs alive understand the pain. So I just appreciate your choice of the topic today. You're very aware of the audience. You're very comfortable. And the one thing that I really loved was your eye contact. You managed to retain the eye contact mostly throughout. Now, when I have to talk about your areas of improvement, there were a few times I noticed your eye contact going from here, very direct, with your wonderful smile and the great aura or the presence that you were bringing to the screen, to reading from time to time or moving to the screen, or maybe you were looking at us, but it seemed like you were probably just, okay, did I get lost my speech here? Let me just take a peek. So that I feel definitely you can avoid because you are so comfortable. Maybe there's something that you can look at. Maybe you just need to write the points and maybe not try and go back. And there, Priyanka, where you can help improve is go to a point where you actually expand from a point. So you don't read the speech as it is. If I were to recommend an area of improvement, there was this point where you said, your friend said, we should have a club nearby. You spoke as if it were a part of a script. If you can actually move it to a more conversational style where you say, you talk to your friend and your friend, moves, you can move around, use the stage and say, we should have a club nearby, and you change your vocal variety. So you have a very nice way of pausing, but there were parts of it which I felt maybe it was more of a formal script. So what I understand about public speaking is you're speaking to a friend. Okay, this is suggested by a champion, a friend of mine, Toastmaster events. And while you're speaking to your friend, there are others listening to it. So if you can move from your current way of speaking slightly to more personalized, more direct way of speaking, that is the one thing that I feel that you can work on. To challenge yourself, I would recommend standing and speaking. But thank you, Priyanka, for bringing such a great topic. And I wish you all the best because you already have a lot of great qualities to becoming a really great speaker that you already are. Back to you, Toastmaster. General Evaluator, Toastmaster Fursey.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Vandana. Toastmaster Alicia, my question to you is whether you would like to go immediately, or would you like for me to go to the tag team members and give
Do you
you
mind going to the tag L? Yeah, to the tag L teams. I'll put my evaluation together and I'll come back. Is that okay?
Bueno.
Thank you.
That's Spanish for everyone, by the way. Okay, let's go to the tag team. Let's go ahead and start with Timer. Timer, Toastmaster Adarsh, are you ready, sir?
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Fursey. It's been quite an obstacle for me, if I'm not wrong. But I'm going to go ahead and present my report as the timer for today. And I have to tell that most of you were actually on time. So that should obviously deserve a pat on your back. But then there were those few people, but I'll get to that in a moment. All right. So our Sergeant of Arms took around 2 minutes and 45 seconds when he was supposed to take 2 minutes. Our presiding officer, Mayur, took exactly 4 minutes. Our joke master for today took around 2 minutes and 45 seconds when he was supposed to take 2 minutes. Our Toastmaster of the day, Joseph Felix Benedict, took around 5 minutes and 45 seconds, whereas expected time was supposed to be 5 minutes. Toastmaster Emilia was right on time, to be honest. She took 10 minutes and 20 seconds. Toastmaster Priyanka took around 7 minutes and 11 seconds, but I believe that's all right because it is just above the 7-minute mark. But it's something that she can improve. Our table topic speakers were Toastmaster Triveni, who took around 41 seconds. Now, I think she deserves a round of applause for having attempted to answer a table topic. Toastmaster Shrikant took around 2 minutes and 24 seconds, which is just about the 2-minute mark, but it fits well right into the grace period of 30 seconds. Toastmaster Aditya took around 1 minute and 20 seconds, so he's on time. Toastmaster Munish took around 2 minutes and 28 seconds. Toastmaster Augustine took around 1 minute and 45 seconds. So I would say most of you were on time. As for our evaluators, they had around 2 to 3 minutes to present their evaluations. Namely, Toastmaster Vinit took around 3 minutes and 24 seconds, which was above the 3 minutes that was assigned to him. Toastmaster Vandana took around 4 minutes and 23 seconds, which is again right over the 3-minute mark that was assigned to her, but I'm sure you both can work on it. And I have nothing else to say aside from this. And I'd like to thank all of you for having stuck to the time. And for those that didn't, I wish you all the best the next time around. With that, on that note, I'd like to hand it back to our General Evaluator, Toastmaster Fursey.
Thank you, Mr. Timer. I hope everyone who heard all those wonderful pieces of advice create a new resolution to be accurate with our timing. Speaking of resolution, shall we go to Madam Grammarian? Toastmaster Stella?
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, my report will take the same format as my introduction: word of the day, our counter, and grammarian. The first part of my role was the word of the day, and I noticed that resolution was only used 4 times, 3 times by our general evaluator and once by Bidhu. But don't worry about that, because the word of the day is a word to use outside of Toastmasters. And I am sure in the coming weeks, we will be using that word consistently for all of the rest of December and January. The second part of my role is as the R counter. And I must say, congratulations, we only had 10 ums and ahs. I won't be naming and shaming. I will just do a general R counter just for the benefit of the whole audience. We had words like, okay, so, you know, and these, and I'll give you some tips in a while as to how we can not necessarily eliminate, but to cut down on these. Many people started their sentences with so. So is a conjunction. It's a connector word. It's not a word to use to start a sentence. It is what I call a credibility killer. The other one that we had was his and her, and differentiating between the male and the female. And I noticed a lot of people were referring to a lady as his and then changing it to her. So just be aware of that. And the third one is the so, is you, using you, the second person. And I noticed in particular, some of our evaluators use the second person you. What I would recommend is that we use the third person, he, she, and we, because you excludes the rest of the audience. And I'll just give you one example of how that was used. I loved how you structured your speech. So just be a little bit aware of that. And these are some of the tips I would like to share with you of how to use the power of the pause effectively. Writing simple, short sentences. Pausing at punctuations, full stops, commas are there for a reason. Count 1 at a comma, 2 at a full stop, 3 at the end of a paragraph. And also record yourself and listen back, because often we don't know what we're saying. Pause after a rhetoric question, pause for emphasis. And the third part of my role is as grammarian, commenting on the outstanding use of language, and in particular, the speaking devices that we use. Adjectives, this is the first one I shall go into. Very often we hear adjectives like nice, good, fun, and they're limiting, and they also take up space. Be more specific, use concrete language. And some that were used tonight were contradictory position, unfettered accountability, imposter syndrome, clarity of language, and well done to the people who use those. The purpose of adjectives is that they add color, they add shape and size to our nouns and pronouns. The second one was rhetoric questions, and I heard many rhetoric questions, but I picked on only 3. And rhetoric questions, asking a question without expecting an answer. The first one was, is it anger? Second one, what is my outlook on life when everything goes wrong? And the third one, who am I? What really brought me here? And the purpose of it is it arouses curiosity, and it's an effective way of engaging the audience and gets them thinking about what the answer could be. We also had some metaphors. I can't actually see the timer and I don't know where I am, but please let me know. We had metaphors, and they're used in communication to help illustrate or explain something by comparing it to something else. We had some great ones tonight. Life comes along and shakes you. My ego was bruised, a beacon of accountability. Pull the wool over your eyes. And the purpose of this is it helps people to vividly visualize unfamiliar concepts and to explain unfamiliar situations meaningfully. We also had one automatopoeia, which is a word that sounds like what it means. Someone bumps into me. And I shall be wrapping up very quickly. We had tripling, the rule of 3, administrator, sales rep, manager. The second one, learn, grow, and achieve. The third one, present, decorations, and food. And the purpose of it is for emphasis, is to make it more memorable, more affecting, engaging, and impactful. Another one we had was alliteration, repetition of letters or sounds at the beginning of 2 or more words, professionally passionate, consistently consistent. And the purpose, it's for emphasis. It adds poetic quality and rhythm. And what I will say, effective use of language is what can make the difference between a good speaker and a great speaker. And thank you for the empowering language used tonight. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Sorry, I had to make a choice between unmuting and clapping, and I went with clapping. Thank you, Madam Grammarian. Fantastic. And thank you, Madam Accounter. Terrific. And thank you, Ms. Word of the Day. Está bien. Moving on to our listener, Thrivini. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I am back. Good evening once again, everyone. I have prepared a few questions to see if everyone was paying attention. I will tell you a method that is how you should answer the questions. First, I will ask the questions. Whoever types your name first in the chat box will get the chance to answer the question. You should only type your name, not your answer. Who will answer most of the questions will be the best listener for the today's meet. Let me start with the first question. What is the title of Toastmaster Emilia? Naseer.
Who am I?
Yeah, correct. Coming to another question. Toastmaster Priyanka served which EC role in her club? Aditya.
Vice President PR, Public Relations.
Yes. Move on to the another question. What is the profession of Toastmaster Emilia? Again, Aditya.
Lawyer and an activist.
Yeah. Coming to another question. Toastmaster Priyanka said a quote. Which movie is that is from? Bidhu.
Om Shanti Om.
Yeah. Coming to another question. Profession. What is the profession of Toastmaster Priyanka? Naseer.
Petroleum engineer by profession, right?
Yes. Coming to another question. How much time is completed that Toastmaster Emilia joined in Toastmasters? Again, Naseer.
I guess she said 10 years.
Oh. 4 years.
Sorry?
4 years.
Yes. Okay. Coming to another question. Which level and project Toastmaster Priyanka delivered? Yeah, it's wrong answer. Actually, I wrote it's 2.5 years only. Naseer?
Okay.
Yeah. Which level and project Toastmaster Priyanka delivered? Aditya?
Yeah, it is innovative planning, L3S2.
No, L3 project 1.
Okay.
Yeah. One last question. Toastmaster Priyanka had an experience on which EC roles? Again, Aditya.
Vice President PR.
2 more are there.
Membership and VP, Associate VP Education.
Yeah. The best listener for the today's meet is Toastmaster Aditya. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Madam Listener.
Thank you, Madam Listener. Without any further ado, let us move on to our next individual evaluator. That's going to be Toastmaster Alicia. Toastmaster Alicia, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much for that, Fursey General Evaluator. The matrix brings us all together in parallel universe, and it brought a speaker, Priyanka, an evaluator, Vandana, and myself as the evaluator of the evaluator. So tonight I will be evaluating Vandana's speech evaluation tonight. Now, with all evaluations, we have to look at two parts of this. The good parts, which are the shining moments, versus the development points. So the shining moments for this evaluation. Vandana kept her screen on throughout the evaluation. This showed clear empathy and interest in the speech. A good evaluator, also a listener, is someone who cares and listens and is interactive with their speaker. So they care and they are engaged. She had an engaging smile and she was very interactive in the evaluation. She was inclusive of her speaker. Now, Vandana demonstrated the recommendations to the speaker. She gave clarity, especially in the conversational style used. She delivered to that and she gave examples of how she could do that and why she should do that. So she explained the why, the how, the what, the where, and the when. This is what a world-class evaluator does. And I love that the fact that Vandana used the commend, recommend, commend method. This is the proven method to win an evaluation contest, says the person who has judged 15 of these at the district level last year. So focusing specifically on the structure and the content delivered. Now, in regards to the development points, I have a few to offer to Vandana. Think about technical and being technical with an evaluation to take the speech evaluation to the next level. The world's best evaluators are technical and they play on that. So especially for your opening with this particular speech. Now, use thought-provoking language, form the speaker's speech and grab that and use that as your hook as the opening statement. For example, Priyanka, like I have just demonstrated, confirmed her club is named Matrix. Why not type in or tie in the matrix and open with something bold, adding in Keanu Reeves, and have something like two matrices in this parallel universe are we living in have brought us together. Not Keanu Reeves himself, it's Toastmasters. That is far more bold than saying, thank you very much, you're a wonderful speaker. Use something bold and go in with it definitively. The purpose statement. All speeches need to have their purposes defined. What was the speaker's purpose tonight? Was this purpose to persuade us, to inform us, to entertain us, to motivate us, or to inspire us? This is a roadmap, a proven roadmap to give for an evaluation. Defining that purpose can also provide opportunities for growth and development, or they can actually be a commendation to the speaker. At the end of the evaluation, there was the double up of the development points. Affirm at the bridge when you're coming from the bridge of commendation to recommendation of how many you will offer. I would like to offer you 2 recommendations or 2 development points to take this speech to the next level. That way, it will not be a double up because we had a recommendation, then somehow we had a double recommendation within the recommendation. This could be misconstrued, especially to a Western English speaking audience, as a laundry list evaluation. So just think about how you use that. Overall, the matrix has brought us together. We've had 3 people together here, a speaker, an evaluator, and an evaluator. Back to you, Fursey.
Again, having to choose between applauding a great evaluation and having to keep moving forward. So I chose the applause. Unfortunately, this puts us behind by quite a bit of time. I will now move forward with my general evaluation of the overall meeting. Let's start with when I first got on, and I got on 30 minutes early. And there's Joseph, ready to go 30 minutes early. Thank you very much, Joseph. Fantastic commitment to the process. I appreciate that. Joseph, I'd like to give you something to work on. We have a whole lot of people here tonight from different countries, nay, different continents. I think we ought to celebrate that a little bit more. It is Christmas. Let's celebrate people coming together. I think that would have been just a little bit more of a nice touch. Yes? So let's give a little bit more of that. Milind, singing. Woo! Nice job. Nice job, as always. The hat, the suit, also very nice, but the singing, that's precious, sir. Mayur, the induction of Smita. Very well done. The right amount of gravitas. I know that's a lot of stuff to get through and you're trying to get through the meeting, but that was Very nice. It honored her, and I think we should always honor our newest members because it is starting them off on the right foot. Great job stepping in for Joseph when the technology let him down. So thank you for, and you stepped right in. You were ready to go. It didn't like, oh, what are we doing now? You were right there. Thank you, Mayur. I also want to thank Mayur for all the work that you've been doing over the last few days, getting everything ready, organizing. And I know we were supposed to have FCA here, many of whom are out in the audience today, but we just couldn't pull it together, but you kept right on going. Beautiful, beautiful. Just kind of like your background too. That's pretty nice. Table topics master, Bidhu. Toastmaster Bidhu, great putting the questions in the chat, very thought-provoking questions, and I appreciate that. You could have gone soft, with Christmas, you could have got some easy ones and said you went philosophical, you went theological. Holy smokes, very challenging. Nice job. I gotta tell you a couple things though, Bidhu. I think my personal choice is to ask the question first and then let everybody sweat just a little, just like teachers in a classroom. Make everybody just a little nervous, like for just a moment, they're like going, don't ask me. And then you do. So give us the question first. That way everybody gets a chance to go through that initial process of think, which is really the most important part of a table topic. That initial process of control, think. Make all of us do that. We all get the practice from it. I'd also like to recommend, maybe we choose a veteran first, and maybe we choose people who don't already have a role, because we do have a lot of people on the meeting. Let's get everybody, it's a party. Let's get everybody involved, yeah? Find that person in the back who's not drinking anything or not partying, get them involved. And let's remind them what the word of the day is, resolution. So, Bidhu, I hope that you resolve to take these tips and get after it next time, because you're going to be awesome. Vinit, great evaluation. I like what you were doing. Hey, listen, go ahead and stand, will you? And I do recommend this for all speakers and all evaluators. Go ahead and stand. I'm standing. I'm able to move. I was sitting earlier, but now I'm standing. And now the cat is clawing my foot. Real good. Woo! Professional. So let's also go ahead and give her what she needs. I felt like you kind of soft sold a little bit. You know what I mean? You did well covering the basics. You covered vocal variety and all of that. Go ahead, give her everything that she needs. She's a veteran speaker. She can handle it. Cut to the chase, because when you finally did share what you wanted to share, it was wonderful. About the audience engagement, good tip. More opportunities, good tip. Well done. Vandana, you did a great job, but you've already had an evaluation, so I'm going to keep on rolling. Alicia, hey, great job working on the fly. That wasn't easy. That was not easy. You had a very structured evaluation, great tips for her. I got to tell you, I'm impressed as heck that you had that screen ready to go. And I've tried to do that before, and it's not easy. But here's the deal. Audiences can either listen to you or hear you. We think they can do both, but they really can't. And so if you put that much stuff in there and you expect us to read it, they're going to stop listening to you. And you're too good. You're too good because we want to listen to you. So make us listen to you. Don't give us anything else to look at. Maybe give us a headline and then back to you, because you are the source of the greatness. Yeah, you are the source of the greatness. Don't make me read. All right, timer, good report, executed your role well. You let us off something she can improve on, to be honest. These are nice little tips that you gave each speaker. I think that was terrific. Thank you for giving each speaker their actual time. Grammarian, word of the day, I'll counter. Hey, you let us off the hook on word of the day. You were very kind. Loved your recommendations, really. All that stuff was really terrific. May I ask though, with so much information, sometimes all of that is hard to take. I'm drinking from the fire hydrant. Type it up, put it in the chat. I know you've got it in a Word doc. Send it in the chat, give us the highlights so we remember you as, wow, that was all great, and we have the documentation to prove it. Listener, Thrivani, great questions. You kind of had that game show thing going on where it was fast, 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 fast. Hey, jazz it up. Have some fun. If you're going to do it like a game show, then let's do a game show. Does that make sense? Go ahead. Have some fun with it, Thrivani. Great questions. I like the fact that you made us work the chat and you got us all working real quickly. Hey, who did I miss? I feel like I missed somebody. Did I miss anybody? Vandana? No. Lack of time. Overall, it was a very nice meeting. Lots of stuff packed in here, including the induction of a new member. Let's keep the celebration going. Throughout the meeting, let's keep the celebration going. If we're gonna have the nice background, if we're gonna celebrate red, let's talk about people wearing red. Let's make sure that everybody who is here with us on screen is feeling the energy of speech weavers. You are a veteran club. You are a veteran club with great successes. Give us that feeling of success. No, members, no, you need to know, speech weaver members, you are respected globally. You are respected globally. There's a higher bar with that. Take on the air. We are here to serve the world, and we've got people from multiple continents, and we've got incredible role takers. The evaluators, the grammarian, timer. Holy smokes, let's live up to that. Let's live up to the promise of being speech weavers. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Fursey. The wonderful evaluation, the great advice, and the most encouraging words and praises. You are like a booster to the Speech Weavers Club. Thank you so much for that. Now, a little more points I would like to add for 1 minute only. On the night of Christmas Eve, children around the world will have food and drink for whoever will come to their house and bring them presents of the world you live. This depends on what part of the world you live. The other important thing is candles. A unique tradition of Christmas decoration in Ireland is a large white candle which is placed at the entrance of the house in a window or a window. The candle is lit by the youngest child on Christmas Eve. This is the symbol of the Holy Family. The candle can only be extinguished by a girl or a woman whose name is Mary. With this, I end my comments and I would hand it over to the virtual stage to our Toastmaster Mayur, the president of the club. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Joseph sir, for conducting the meeting with the great theme of Christmas Eve. I hope everyone is going to enjoy the Christmas Eve after the meeting. With many ups and downs in 2021, the 2021 will be gone in a week. I hope you all will have great health and prosperity in 2022. New Year. Wish you Merry Christmas and holidays. Thank you for being wonderful audience today. I would like to thank everybody and especially my role takers today who has joined us from various parts of the world. Fursey for giving us wonderful general evaluation, Alicia for taking up the evaluator role, and we were Fursey, me and Augustine were planning for a linkers meeting together, but it could not, we were not able to pull it off today. So we will try for next week maybe. Thank you, Augustine, Amanda, and everybody from FCA Toastmaster Club for joining us. And I really loved the report of Stella giving the grammarian and our counter together. Thank you, Papan, Smita. Welcome to the speech viewer again. Shrikant for taking up the Toastmaster table topic role, and the speech which we heard today was very much impactful, and there are a lot of information we could grab, and we would really happy to hear again both of the speaker in the coming weeks. Thank you everybody for joining us, and I have shared one link with all of you in the chat box. Do cast your votes for best speaker or role taker or evaluator as soon as possible. And meanwhile, I would like to take any of my guests, our guests today, Augustine or anybody, to share their feedback or words with us. How did you feel about the meeting? How was your experience? You can share, anybody. Augustine, would you like to go ahead?
Yes. I'm so fortunate to join the meeting, especially we have some FC members clustering on this conference. We've witnessed a lot of flourishment on your conference, especially the very professional prepared speech and also the evaluations. And we also witnessed a lot of cultural diversity happening on this conference. And also we are so happy to see all the continents members join this conference, make it so colorful. And beside that, actually our FC members also discuss some special sessions happening on your conference, which also gives us some inspirations. Maybe we can take a part of your conference and back into our regular meetings and could narrate from it very much. So I really appreciate what you guys contributed to this meeting, and hopefully I can join in the future. And also, if we could have the possibility to have the joint meeting, it would be a very best gift for us. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Augustine, for your kind words. We will plan this week for the next upcoming linkers meeting. Meanwhile, I'm getting the votes. We are now 18 participants and I got only 8 to 10 votes so far. Please cast your votes if you haven't as soon as possible. So I'll announce the result, and if anybody would like to share their feedback or opinion, they can share.
I would like to say something. Is that okay?
Hi, Amanda.
Hello. Thank you for your welcome. I started to know India's when I was in the university, and then I started to practice yoga. So my first yoga teacher, Bidhu, is actually an Indian person. At that time, we really all the students there. So we have the 40 students in one classroom to practice yoga every day for almost 3 months. So at that time, most of our students want to go to India to further study for yoga. Yeah, I know that like you have the your bachelor degree in yoga, the master in yoga, like a bachelor degree, master degree, and PhD. It's very interesting. So I started reading a lot of the books about yogas, about Indians. But we even though we want to have the further study in India, but something happened, we don't have the chance to go there. So as the other prepared speaker today said, if you really want to do something, the whole universal will help you to make it out, right? So it's very lucky for me today. I have the chance to attend the TMC from India. So thanks for your giving me this opportunity, and Merry Christmas Eve. Thank you. Thanks. That's all.
Thank you, Amanda, for joining us. It was a pleasure hosting you, and I can understand how was your experience about the yoga. May I know which place you came for yoga learning? You came to a city. Which city you came for yoga classes or calls?
I study yoga in Beijing. It's one of the professor. He organized an institute, like a training school, a kind of the training school in Beijing. So I started yoga there for 3 months. We had planned to go to India to further study, to get my further study. That something happened. We didn't have the chance to go there. But I still hope one day I can have the chance to go to India.
Okay, thank you. So I got 10 votes so far, and we are still 18 people. Those who haven't cast vote, please cast vote as soon as possible so I can announce the result. The link is in the chat box. Do cast your votes. Anyone else want to share their opinion? Or they want to go for a party or something after the meeting? Okay, so I'll announce the result then. Okay, I'm good to go. Let's start with the best table topic speaker. Best table topic speaker goes to Toastmaster Shrikant for going up impromptu very well. Congratulations, Shrikant. And the best auxiliary role goes to grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Stella. Many congratulations to you for giving us the wonderful report. And best supporting role goes to me as a president. Thank you for voting for me. And the best evaluator goes to DTM Alicia. Many congratulations. And I see different presentation from you, and I would really love to learn from you. How did you present after the meeting? Thank you for giving us the very well evaluator report. And the best role taker goes to our general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Fursey. Congratulations to you, Fursey, for giving us wonderful, as always, very energetic and covering all the detail from the start to end. And we are always happy to host you. Thank you for giving us your general evaluator report. Now the best speaker time, and the best speaker goes to Toastmaster Emilia. Many congratulations to you on winning up the best speaker role. With that, I will close the meeting 6:45. Wish you all Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you all for joining us.